So my inspiration and influences for this piece have been manifesting for a long time. So this piece started in my head about 2 years ago, maybe during the pandemic. And this piece stems from me needing to have something to do with my hands. So it has a little bit to do with my mental health and me processing emotions and feelings and the external world, basically. And so I started to get my hands back in clay. My degree is in ceramics from Grand Valley State University. And in my path of being an art educator and an artist, clay has sort of fallen away for me for a couple years, several years. And during the pandemic, I found myself with my hands back in clay and just making these things, these little organic things. And with that, it sort of turned into this meditation and this process of me working through what was in my head and getting it out. And so, my influences are my life's experience, my experience with the world around me, my interaction with the world around me, and processing that from an intimate level on the inside to these objects on the outside. It's me coming back to my roots of working in ceramics. And so they're very basic skill set that you learn when you start to take the path of working in ceramics, from very simple hand building techniques and pinching forms in my hands. So there's very limited tools other than my two hands and maybe just a mug full of tools that I use to create these. Other than that, it's just my inspiration for the world around me that helps me to gather information on textures and other forms, organic forms that I incorporate within my work. As in any artwork, there's what I need to get from the piece as a visual artist and what it means to me, which in this piece is very intimate and very in-depth. And my viewers, I really allow to be able to come and take away what they need to take away from this piece. From a very formal standpoint, this piece has a lot to do with variations on a theme, which has been a part of my work for many, many years. So taking very basic simple forms, three-dimensional forms, and then challenging myself to come up with how many manifestations or different forms can those be. The piece is entitled Fragmented Augmentation, so the idea of changing parts, not only through the physical work itself, but then also taking a deeper dive into what does that mean to us existing in this world and how our lives change parts. And the parts are always changing and the situation's always changing, and what stays constant and what evolves into new and beautiful things.